Are you really building a startup? Startups have become part of popular culture. So these days it seems practically every entrepreneur thinks that they're building a startup. But are you? I just want to make sure that you're not embarrassing yourself by saying you're building a startup when it's not really a startup. Not every new business is a startup. Not every entrepreneur is working on a startup. Startups, in kind of modern day lexicon, have three particular elements that make them truly a startup. Your opinion may vary, and if it does, I'd love to hear it. This is simply based on my experience of working in, on, and around venture-funded tech startups for nearly 30 years. So let's get into it. Are you building a startup? You're only building a startup if your company has these three qualities. Number one, it needs to have the potential for rapid exponential scale. So slow and steady is great, good business model, but probably not a startup. Rapid exponential scale, that, classic hockey stick that has become a startup trope, that's a key defining characteristic of a startup business, that it has the potential to grow quickly and exponentially. A startup has the potential to be highly efficient with capital. Now, a lot of startups aren't. What do I mean by efficient with capital? It means that you can spend a few pennies to make a few dollars. Again, this is potential. Many startups waste an awful lot of money, billions and billions of dollars. It's a concept or company that has the potential to be efficient with capital. 3, it needs to be bringing something new to the market, or it needs to be a novel way of delivering a service that has been delivered before. That's why software as a service blew up so big in this last generation of startups, because you were delivering something that people recognized, understood, but you were delivering it in a new, novel way. So those are the 3 things. There's the potential for rapid exponential scale. There's the capacity to be efficient with capital. And finally, there's bringing something new or different to the market, or bringing an existing service to the market in a new and novel way. All of these things are really based on the concept of venture scale. And what I mean by venture scale is that it's a company that has the characteristics that would be attractive to a venture capital investor. So whether you're seeking venture capital or not for your startup, make sure you're building something at venture scale, and that will help ensure that you're actually building a startup. Have other concepts or outliers that you're like, well, this doesn't match that pattern and it's a startup? Yeah, sure. As I said, sweeping generalizations here based on my experience alone, but I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear other ways you categorize startups. Are you building a startup? Or are you an entrepreneur simply building a company? So it's good to see you. Glad we had this chat. Hope you're doing well. And until next time, please keep up the good work.